Have you ever been confronted by revenue officials? Now, here are 4 things to do whenever you're confronted by any form of revenue or tax authority in your business premises. Number 1, request for a means of identification. Every authorized revenue officer or even a contracted revenue official is required to have a means of identification. In this era where we have fraudsters and people claiming or posing to be what they are not, it's important that you ensure that you are actually communicating with the person that is authorized to handle revenue collection or whatever kind of revenue or levy that you're supposed to be paying as it concerns your business. The second point is request for the tax assessment notice. Nobody can come to you and ask you to pay for something that is not documented on paper. And so there has to be, if anyone is approaching you to pay any form of levy, there has to be a written document that contains the kind of levy or tax you should be paying, the revenue code, to pay that tax, and the revenue account or the name of the office or the revenue office in charge of receiving such revenue. So it is important that they give you a revenue or demand notice, a tax demand notice, so that you have proper information about whatever revenue or levy or tax that you're supposed to be paying as a business owner. Thirdly, also verify the tax assessment notice. When you've been handed over the written demand or tax demand notice, ensure that you verify that this notice that is handed over to you is actually meant to be paid by you. How do you do that? You can do that by simply visiting the tax authority or the agency in charge of receiving the levy or the tax that you've been asked to pay. So in this scenario, I would imagine that you would tell the revenue officer that you're going to get back to them. In practice, once they are not expected to collect cash from you. So once they know or once you inform them that you're going to be visiting them, you can also take it a step further by requesting for their contact information. And if they are legitimate, they will definitely hand it over to you. So you take out time to visit that office, present the tax demand notice that was issued to you so that they can confirm and verify that you are actually supposed to pay that revenue. This is very important because I've had a similar experience with my clients. One of my clients who owns a hairdressing salon was harassed by a so-called tax official, and it wasn't clear. They didn't give any tax demand notice. They just told her to pay a certain amount, a very ridiculous, outrageous amount of money, for a kind of levy that I can't even remember the name. So what we did is that we paid a visit to the tax authorities in the state, in the city, right? So we went to the state IRS office and we were directed to the local government office. And when we went to the local government office, it turns out that that revenue was false. She was not supposed to pay any levy. And the revenue she was supposed to pay as at that time for the year was just 20,000 naira as a small business owner. Can you imagine? And what they had asked her to pay was way more than that. So this is why it's important that you verify. Don't be intimidated. These people are not meant to collect cash from you, which brings me to my next point. After verifying that the tax assessment notice or the tax demand notice is actually yours to be and you're supposed to pay for it, you please visit the bank to pay the so-called levy or the tax to the designated government account. Please do not under any circumstances pay tax in cash. It's 2025. You don't pay tax by giving cash. If you pay in cash, that's at your own detriment because you're not going to be given any receipt. There's not going to be any official proof or acknowledgement of that payment. So it's important that you go to the designated revenue account in the bank that you'll be directed to make that payment so that you can have proof of payment for future reasons. So that's it. 4 things to do whenever you're confronted by any revenue official in any city or any local government in Nigeria. I tell you, this principle and this strategy works all the time. It has worked for all my clients, and I'm sure it will work for you too. So tell me, have you ever been confronted by a tax authority or tax official? How was the experience like, and what did you do? Feel free to share your experience in the comment section.